G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is an interview I did recently with Pamstou. He's an NA East pro. You probably heard about him. He went from $13,000 earned in his Fortnite career to winning $75,000 in the FNCS All Stars, coming first on NA East, and now he has almost $100,000 earned. The reason why I wanted to interview him is I think he has an interesting perspective and answers a lot of questions that you guys always ask me on how do you go from being good or maybe like a decent pro to then placing in your first major event, and how do you go about finding good teammates if no one knows that you're good, all those kind of questions. Because I've asked these questions and I've interviewed other pros, but a lot of those guys have been around for a really long time or tier 1 pros since before World Cup. Now I have someone for you who has been underrated, grinding behind the scenes, and how he went from placing decently to now being one of the highest earners of the last few seasons out of NA East. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for jumping on for an interview, man. I really appreciate it. As soon as I saw you win, I was like, I need to get Pamstou on for an interview. And first off, before I do the rest of the interview, is it pronounced Pamstou? Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, because I used to say Pamstou and you never corrected me. Like pros, I want pros to start, like if I say their name wrong, correct me. Because I feel like once I start saying it wrong, everyone starts saying it wrong. So Pamstou, all right. Easy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Most of my questions are obviously going to revolve around most recently the solo placement. Were you surprised at all? Like obviously, you know, you've been placing well, top 10 in trios, like you've been doing really, really well, but first place $75,000. Like were you expecting that? Were you surprised?
I was kind of surprised because like finishing first place is like hard, really hard.
Oh yeah.
But in the same time, I really worked for it. Like
okay.
So I think I deserve it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, man. I mean, people are always going to say that, but you don't just like, there's no way to fluke a first place in a solos final. Like you can maybe get some decent zones and you might place better than you should have, but first, like some people are always going to try and take that away, but first place is ridiculous. So on that, hard work. So what do you reckon has made the difference? Is there a specific schedule? Is there something you practice in particular, or is it just everything?
Really scrims, because solos with this meta with like pad and everything, you really need to like know everything, don't die like late gamer or something.
Definitely.
And like how to use pad and something. So like yeah, you really need to scrims a lot.
Okay, so yours was the preparation. So when solo scrims started up for this tournament, you pretty much were just doing every scrim you could.
Yeah, every scrim.
Jeez, okay. Now, obviously the other one is going to come back to solos is very mechanical heavy. I feel like stacked lobbies, yes, it's more about intelligence, like when to pad, how to rotate and stuff, but how much time do you spend on your mechanics? Like is there like a normal like warm up / training routine you do? Like do you do a lot of Kovacs? Like what does a day of training look like for you?
Yeah, I pretty much, before I start playing, I do like 30 minutes of Kovacs.
Okay.
And then I really up in creative, do like 90 stuff free build for like 30 minutes maybe.
Okay.
And then usually scrims start.
Okay.
So I play scrims, and then when scrims end, I do draft 4v4 sometimes.
Okay. That's a lot of time. How do you fit schooling around that? Like that's a lot of time.
I don't really know.
Okay.
It's really hard to fit with school schedule.
Yeah. How long until you finish school, if you don't mind me asking?
How long?
Yeah, like how many years?
A lot. Like I'm
really?
15 years old, so.
Jeez. So you still got like at least like, I'm guessing if your school similar is like, I'm guessing like 3 years, right? You normally finish high school around 18?
Yeah.
Man, that's
minimum.
crazy. And you just made $75,000 in a single tournament. Like that blows my mind for sure. Like how much more time you would have. Like obviously I'm not going to tell you to drop out of school, but like that is insane to me. Like there's kids trying to like convince their parents to drop out for like $200 they earned in a third party tournament. You just made $75,000 and you're like still going to school. The other one, after your insane solo placement, normally, and I wasn't expecting this, but I just didn't know that much about you as a person, a lot of people then switch trios. You're still playing with Carry and Fatch, right?
Yeah.
See, I really like that. See, most people like have an insane performance like that. They get a bit of an ego. It's like, I'm better than my teammates now. Like they were holding me back, but none of that for you. Like you're super excited for next trio season?
Oh yes, of course, because I really learned out of Carry. Carry is really good at solos.
Okay.
And he, like every solo event, like DreamHack and some things, he always coaches me, and I really learned from him.
That's cool. See, I like that. So how long have you been playing with Carry and Fatch for now?
4 months with him, I think.
Okay, so actually not that long, because that's when I first started hearing about you, was with Carry and Fatch, like in trios, especially on the main broadcast and stuff. So I just didn't know if you were playing. Who were you playing with before Carry and Fatch?
I was playing with Artsy and Carry.
Okay, so you've been with Carry for a while, and then Fatch kind of stepped in, and you guys have been popping off. Okay, how are you feeling for the next trio, like for the trio season coming up? Obviously, just dominated solos. You feeling good for it?
Oh yeah, of course. I think we're gonna place pretty well, especially because Carry went to 0 ping. He went to
nice. Okay,
Virginia with
that's cool.
And
okay. What ping are you on now? Because I know obviously French Canada, I'm guessing like 20, 30-ish maybe?
Yeah, I'm on 30 to 30, depends on the day.
See, I love that. So people don't really know that too much. 30 to 40. Some people still consider that high. I know when I post this video, people are going to be like, that's nothing. I'm on 100. But like, you just won a solos event on like 30 to 40 ping. Like that is considerably high for solos. Like trios, I feel like ping doesn't matter as much. You're not really trying to take walls that much. But in solos, like that's impressive.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just,
really
it's just being smart, right? Like, so your key to success in popping off in solos was scrims, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. See, I like you have the same similar like training routine to most people, but like, did you get nervous at all towards the end? Like most people in your instance, because again, you went from, what was it? You went from 13,000 earned to 88,000 in one event. Last few games, were you nervous?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, last game, second last game, I wasn't really nervous because I was like top 20 and I knew I could better. And then when I won in like last game, I just couldn't. Like I was thinking about everything. Like
oh really?
I was about to win defense, yes, and then like
you held on to it though. I mean, it came pretty close in the end, but you did well overall. Like you did still win it. What was it? Yeah, 7 points in the end because Casca was still up. That's right. Casca got the 2 elim 5th, and then you went down in 27th. So you were just sitting back, kind of watching. Did you think it was gonna hold? Did you think when you went down that you'd lost it, or do you think you were still gonna maybe win it?
I thought I'd lose because I got into the leaderboard. I saw the leaderboard and I saw that Canada was still in game and Casper and Slacks. So I thought I'd lose. And then I came to a stream, Fortnite stream, and then I saw that Canada died at the same time as me. So
yeah, you guys were really close together. Yeah, you guys were 27th and 28th. I remember watching that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez. And then so wait, so now with do you want more solo events? Do you wish there were more solo events, or do you still like trios as the main game mode?
I don't want solo event. I don't really like solo event. Okay. Because I feel like it's kind of with luck too. Like if you have like zones, you're gonna be like more have a chance to win. You know?
I think it is. Yeah, it's definitely. Like, I hate when people just say like, "Oh, you won," like because you got good luck, right? Like the whole Booga World Cup meme. But it does. No matter how good you are, if you have terrible luck, it's going to be very hard to win a solo event. Yeah. How do you like the new meta? Like you said, obviously with pads and solos, you looking forward to that in trios, like Chug Cannon pads. Do you like the current meta?
I really hate pads, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like if you don't have a pad first moving, you're gonna be really late on people, and then like, everyone's gonna be ahead of you. So I think you just need to work. Yeah,
fair enough. Where's your drop spot at the moment with Carry and Thatch?
It's middle map split. With the new things.
Yeah, see, that's good. Do you guys get a lot of pads out of that though? Because I know that's got like the IO chest and a bunch of chests, but it's not as much floor loot, right? So you guys are probably not getting as many pads.
I mean, we're gonna get it like one pad every 2 games, I mean.
Okay, like, that's not too bad. You look at drops like Misty and Sweaty though; they're getting like 2 a game. It's like I think they need to fix that up a little bit. Like I wouldn't mind if they fixed up the meta at the moment with the pads just a bit. Like I like pads, but it's like every team has one. Some teams have like 2 to 3. Like at that point, it just takes rotating out of the game. You pad half, you pad first rotating, and then you have another pad if you want to make a play for height. Like that. That in my opinion is too much.
And then you have like 1,000 mats like on 3 players. So it's just
you just start cranking to high ground. Everything's gonna go to heal off too. The Chug Cannons are just gonna push everything to heal off. But I mean, you guys are smart players. I think if anything, the meta does kind of lean into you guys. But when it came to solos, if you had to recommend something to someone to get better, like maybe they don't have access to scrims or they are in the same situation to you, is there some kind of like tip, or is there something that you see players do wrong excuse me, that you wish they changed?
Well, can you repeat the question?
So like, I mean, if you had to like talk to someone who was maybe in your situation like 6 months to a year ago, like what advice would you give them to placing and going pro?
Oh, really? You just watch pros play and do what you don't do, so to get better, and really like want to learn from your mistake.
Okay. So actively and so when you say watching other pros, like is that like VOD reviewing, or is that just like watching them play, like videos? Like did you go in and VOD review other pros like through like replays or anything like that? Okay. Do you ever VOD review your own games?
Yeah, of course. I VOD review a lot.
Okay, because I said, and then actively looking at what to like learn from as well, because that's what most people do. They'll make a mistake and they'll just get tilted and they'll blame the game and move on from it. But like actively going back, I see, that's what I liked. As soon as I saw you win, and then like I said, there was no change in ego, and that was what I was most impressed by. Because I was like, when someone goes from 13k to almost 100k in one event, it's very hard not to get an ego around it. But same mentality, I guess. You're just doing the same stuff you used to do.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so I'm gonna put it out there. What do you think you're gonna place in trios coming up? Do you have like a goal, or is there something that if you placed any less, you'd be upset? Like, what's the goal?
I really want to place top 5, I would say. Like,
Okay.
I will be really happy if I play top 5s, but
Okay.
I'm really wanna go to back-to-back.
That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
try.
I mean, I think you could. I mean, a few other teams have definitely done it as well. Like Trios has that, and we know it's going to be Trios. And I don't know if the map's going to change too much. Have you been playing many of the scrims at the moment?
Oh yeah, I'm playing every scrims that I can. I really
yes.
like playing scrims.
So scrims is like your key thing. So you spend more time scrims than probably like creative or all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's interesting because a lot of people, like some people go the other way. Like that's kind of like the Tayson mentality as well. Tayson always recommends like no matter what the scrims are, do as many as you can. Do you recommend playing in like maybe particularly worse scrims, or is it just because you have access to like elite scrims that you think it's so good? Or do you think there's value from lesser scrims?
Yeah, I mean like East Open scrims like the first one, it's pretty good too. Like if you need to scrims, play those scrims, like they're good, and then you're gonna eventually get better and better and get invited to elite.
Nice.
Good, you know?
Okay, cool. Other question I always ask the pros as well, content. Do you make much content? Do you have a plan to make content? Is that something you're not really focused on? You just want to focus on placing, or how are you with content?
I really want to make like a lot of YouTube video and streams. Like I really want to stream every single event. But
Okay.
I'm gonna try my best.
Nice. I like it. Okay. So wait, so YouTube I'm guessing is Pamstou as well, and same with Twitch. I know Twitch is Pamstou. Yeah, okay, sweet.
Everything it's Pamstou. Everything.
Nice. I like the branding. Okay, well, I appreciate it, man. Normally, I keep these pretty short and sweet. I appreciate that. Is there anything else? Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, is that good for me to shout out? That's what you want me to kind of show some love to? Nice, man. Thank you. I really appreciate you jumping on. Congrats on the placement. I'm excited to see Trios. I feel like you guys will definitely get a lot of attention in Trios. I think top 10 kind of went a little bit under the radar. Not many people paid too much attention, but you're on the rise, man. Congrats. All right, guys, that does it for another video. Please check out Pamstou Socials. They're all in the links in the description down below. Support this guy because I guarantee he's gonna keep popping off. If you liked today's video, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below who I should interview next. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.